Download, share file. Oh, share file maybe. Nope, can't do that.
No, you have to. That's just within Slack. I think you have to download it and then put it up again. All right, here comes the rain. Everybody get ready. It starts in 3 to 08 p.m. There we go.
It's falling on your head like a memory.
That's right. Starts in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, some things. What?
Nope. One more time.
Sometimes things change.
You typed it. Oh, hello there, weird neighbor.
Dan the Tabletop Man, and more on this episode of the Morning Stream PM.
This is the morning stream, but it's not in the morning, it's at night. TMS PM.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to TMS PM.
PM.
Oh,
you
Brian,
know, it's like
just let it flow through.
It's like a dessert after a nice, satisfying meal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a big dump in the morning. Just let it all go. Hey, everybody, we're the vape in your vape pen tonight. It's PMS PM, 3:37 p.m. in the Mountain Time Zone. We do the PM edition because you guys support us on Patreon, and we really appreciate it. We got a couple of quick things to get through here. Number one. Well, Dan will be here later. That's number one. So looking forward to Dan the Tabletop Man.
He's really number two, really.
He's number two.
If we're looking at the order of things, Dan is number two.
Right. That's right. And I have a
Who does number two work for?
I have a big question for him about over-the-counter multivitamins.
Ooh, okay, cool. I can't wait to ask about that. And I'll ask him about my current malady, although I don't think he'll be able to tell us anything we don't already know.
Oh, your face thing, yeah. I want to hear an update on that. All right, so anyway, we'll talk to him about those things. I personally think that stuff is total garbage and they're just stealing your money. I want to see what he says. So there's that. Also, you may have noticed yesterday there was no skim. Why was that, Scott? Not because I didn't want to tell Kim about the toothpicks. She's not in here. Okay. I'm telling her it's just going to happen Sunday. We've had to move the show because of another Thursday afternoon thing that is now kind of in place and in the way. So we have moved Skim to Sundays at 11 a.m. That's as simple as that. It hasn't changed, or it's not going anywhere. Show's happening. It's just Sunday at 11. So tomorrow, or no, 2 days from now at 11 o'clock, you can tune in and hear what she thinks of me dropping a dirty earwax-covered freaking thing in the deal. Okay?
I've moved Skim Woman.
Very, very good. Now, secondly, or I guess thirdly,
Sure.
I have to tell you the story. It was super short, but the other day I told you how bad it snowed, right? It was like 2-3 feet everywhere. It's bad.
Yeah, which is crazy because we didn't get that at all. We got snow, but we didn't get that much.
Because it all got left here. You got the leftovers
out over the mountains. It said, "Oh, I'm tired. I'll just go to Denver."
Yeah, you just got a little. You got a little expansion version of snow. It's nothing.
That's right, exactly. The snow annex.
Yeah, you got the DLC of snow.
Right.
So,
yes.
So because we had all this snow, lots of hard getting around, making sure the car gets out, moving snow off the walks, and all that. And who should we notice out trying to get his car unstuck, his electric car, mind you? Mr. Electric Car Poopy Dog on the lawn, call the cops man.
Snoopy Poopy Poop Dog.
Yeah, neighbor man right over here that we, have had all these run-ins with. And so Kim, who they called the cops on, and Nick, who put the actual bag of poo on their driveway, went over there and helped him get his freaking car out of the muck. Now, we would do this for anybody. Clearly we would do this for anybody because we did it for them.
This cements it. If you would do it for your arch nemesis,
then we'll do it for you or whoever wants it.
Yes,
right?
Right.
So they go. I wasn't here, so I wish I would have been because I would have loved to have helped and seen the looks on their faces. But lady who screamed at us, called the cops, and yelled "F off" in the car. She's in the car while we're doing this, or while they're doing this. And so they're rocking this car. Nick's over there with a shovel behind the back wheels trying to move ice out of the way. And then he's spinning. And he's thinking, well, if I let the batteries run, those will warm up and it'll kind of melt underneath. And they got to get out of here. And they're doing the best they can. Kim's pushing on this side and Nick's scraping, doing this. And they finally get it done. And he turns and just is so nice and thankful. Just, oh, you guys, thanks so much. We wouldn't be able to done this without you. Oh, thanks. And she pokes her head out of the window. Same thing. Oh, that was so nice of you guys to do this. Now, two things are happening. One,
yes,
they don't know it's us. It's possible they don't know it's us.
Oh, no, they have to know.
I would think so. I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so. But there's this slim possibility they've forgotten or whatever. And the second one is they would just rather roll right over all the crap feelings, get right to the thanks, and be done with it.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely the latter. I think that they're just wanting to say, you know what? It's way better to have neighbors you get along with than neighbors you call the cops on and put on, and have issues with. So let's just pretend that the slate has been wiped clean and we're starting fresh.
That's right. No more poo in the driveway. No more cops at the porch.
Yeah.
No more whatever else is going on.
Absolutely the way. I mean, it's funny. You end up being nicer to your neighbors or more forgiving with your neighbors than I think you'd even be with members of your own family. Maybe not your immediate family, but your extended family, because guess what? This is the person who is across the street from your house 24/7. And weird Uncle Joe who lives out in Schenectady, New York. You only see him, maybe once every 3 years. You don't have to be as nice and forgiving with weird Uncle Joe.
No, Uncle Joe can bite me. He's the worst.
That's right.
Don't come around here no more, Uncle Joe.
He's a chode.
Yes. So that's all good.
Uncle Chode.
We've put up a flag of friendship and peace, and it's good now. Yes. So all that we have left to answer is how did your weigh-in go, and how'd you do?
All right, I'm going to get it out of the way. I'm going to just rip the Band-Aid off. I'm up 0.4 of a pound.
Not even a full pound?
Blows. Not even a full pound. Okay. 0.4 of a pound. It's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Which is I could spit in a cup and probably lose that weight.
Ew.
I won't though. Yeah. What grossed Scott out the most? Which blows my mind because let me tell you, this week was Tina's birthday week.
Yeah.
And I had to bake a chocolate cake that was not a black bean laced chocolate cake, but a Mary Berry's delicious chocolate cake with apricot and chocolate ganache, which I had an eighth of that cake. I sliced into fourths and sliced each fourth into half. I had lasagna, vegetarian lasagna last night, but still lasagna, pasta, not a good thing.
Sure.
We went to the movies, had popcorn. Can't remember what we saw. What did we see? Oh, we saw The Upside.
Yeah.
Of course, had pulled pork that I made for Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Went to Denny's the morning of Tina's birthday because she gets a free Grand Slam. And, well, by golly, I guess I'm going to have some pancakes and bacon and eggs.
Yeah.
And then had yet another cake with Crazy Neighbor when they had Tina's birthday party at their house.
Oh, right. You guys went over there. That's right. Yeah.
So anybody who's saying, oh, I don't want to get on one of these diet things because I just can't, give up my lifestyle. Pfft, for some reason, I was able to do it.
Yeah.
I didn't think I could do it this week. This was a weird week for that to be just 0.4 of a pound. I really was expecting to cross back up over, all the weight I had lost the last week or the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, on weeks like that, you'd think that would happen, but also your metabolism's probably in a better place, and
it totally is. Yeah, and I'm doing the recumbent bike constantly. Oh, I tried a new game. Since it's not app day, I mean, I can talk about this. Roller Coaster Combat, I think it is, or just Coaster Combat.
Okay.
It is a randomly generated roller coaster in one of 3 scenarios, either volcano, pirates, or ghost house.
Yeah.
Haunted house. And you're riding on that roller coaster and you're shooting coins or shooting ghosts or things like that as you're riding. And when you're on the recumbent bike, boy, oh boy, my legs go as I'm going through it. It's awesome. It is such a great thing to want to do while you're working out. Time, again, went just crazy by so fast.
Hey, Tina, if you're listening, little video of Brian on that bike shooting monsters.
Oh my God, I bet it'd be hilarious. Pew, 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 pew,
yeah.
pew.
Is that too much to ask? Come on, get your camera out, get your phone out. Let's get Brian in nice landscape mode, laying there on that thing, shooting at nothing. I want to see it. I would pay money. That's awesome. I need to.
It's $4.99. It's cheap and it's a blast. It's a total blast.
I haven't even opened that thing for a while. I'm gonna get in there and see what else is new these days. I assume there's, new stuff coming out all the time, right?
Lots of new games and stuff. Yeah, I get notifications about new games all the time, but it's got Neverthink on it, which how stupid addicted I am to just putting on the old meme, short attention span theater, the short attention span meme theater for 20 minutes and doing that.
I think that's great. I like where your head's at here.
Totally works.
Do you even dare doing that on like a treadmill? Do you feel like you'd fall off or walk off or?
I feel like I would do Neverthink on a treadmill, no problem, but I would not do Coaster Combat on a treadmill
because it creates like a false sense of movement. And you'll go with it.
Totally does, and you will actually go. Yeah, exactly. You'll turn and you'll lose your footing. I would not do that one. I would totally do because you don't even need to use the hand thing for Neverthink. You just set that aside, put your hands on the side rails, bloop 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 bloop, and Bob's your uncle.
All right, I love Bob, and he's a great uncle. Now, the numbness. Did you hear back? What happened?
I just saw the post in the chat room. You'd think this is being recorded at sea, the way they rock back and forth. We are both simultaneously going back and forth on our revolving chairs. We should have some like slosh sound effects like we're on a ship.
Sure.
All right, so yeah, I've still got the numbness. It is still feeling like it's coming out of...
Like it's suspended in its coming out mode.
Suspended in its coming out mode, exactly.
Yeah. And what did they say? You called and they said something?
I called the dentist right after the show yesterday and said, "Hey, here's the deal. Still feel like I'm, coming out of numbness, and it's been 3 days or 2.5 days, and that doesn't seem right, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "No, that definitely isn't. Okay, well, I'll let the dentist know, and he'll call you back with information."
Okay.
Now, somewhere in she wrote it down and got the information to him, and he got the information back. Stuff got changed.
Oh.
And now, and the way that she told him, or his response, leads me to believe that she told him when I just got the message from him. I didn't get an actual call from him.
Yeah.
The message was, well, it sounds like you're coming out of it, which is great. Yeah, see how it goes over the weekend and let us know on Monday.
They got it wrong. They're not listening.
Exactly. It's like, no. It's not coming out. It just feels consistently like the feeling of coming out of anesthesia or Novocaine or whatever it is.
Yeah, numbness, sure. That's a terrible response.
It does nothing for me. Absolutely does nothing for me.
No, that annoys me. That annoys me.
So Monday, I guess. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I have the whole weekend to see if this thing just, if it does eventually go away. But we'll see.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I hope it continues to. Well, I hope it does a new phase.
You did the same thing the dentist did. Hope it continues to come out of it. No, because that's what it's been doing.
Yeah, it's stuck in permanence.
Right. I hope it actually comes out of the feeling as opposed to just making you feel like it's coming out of the feeling.
It'd be weird if it just suddenly did it, what that feeling would be like. Because if you're just sitting there, let's say you're
just
working
like
away,
pop,
and just something would just go, bleh, and you'd go, ooh.
Yeah, no, that'd be great, but...
It's not going to do that.
Yeah, it's not like a short where the wire just all of a sudden makes a good connection and the little LED comes on or something.
It's not like chewing your gum on a plane and having your ears pop. Doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Well, all right. We'll check in again over the weekend, and we'll see what Dental Misheard says next Monday, and hopefully it's all good. If I see you, and if we see each other in April and you're still a little bit numb there, I'm going to walk up to you and flick you in the cheek as hard as I can.
Yeah, you can totally do that, and I'll be just like... I didn't feel that. I saw it happen, but I didn't feel it.
I'm going to flick it so hard. You're going to feel the pressure of it, though. Your whole body's going to know that I flicked you hard, but you're not going to feel it.
That's right, exactly.
All right. Well, there's all that. We've updated people. They understand where we're at. They know what's going on, and that's important.
I feel like they know us just a little bit more.
That's how I feel.
They did before.
I agree. All right. Time for Dan. Dan the Tabletop Man. Hold on. Why won't it work? There it is. Okay. We're calling him on Skype. Oh, I think it worked. Hi, Dan. Is this you?
This is me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on.
Dan, is this you?
Is this you? Wait, I wanted to do a theme. Here you go.
Be careful. May cause drowsiness.
Not Dan. Just things in general.
There you go. Hopefully, I don't cause drowsiness.
No. Heck no.
No.
It's lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining us. It's been too long.
Congratulations, Grandpa.
Oh, thanks. I don't feel any older, weirdly, but it's all good, man. He's this cute little dude running around, being all cute, and well, he's not running around. He's getting carried all over the place. Not that kind of kid.
Very impressed.
Yeah, I'd be super impressed.
Wow, we got a prodigy on our hands.
Here, chat room, you can take a little look at him. Look at him all. See, look, he's smiling. He's probably farting, as far as I know. But
well, anyway, they do a lot of that.
Yeah, they do a lot of farting. But here's the deal, Dan. I got a question for you before we even get going here. You are a pharmacist, a professional,
yes, sir.
A professional in the field. You know what this stuff is.
For almost 20 years.
It's a long time. It's a big career. You've seen some stuff. You now know some things that you didn't know before. You've probably known a lot of it ever since school.
Yeah, and there's so much stuff out there. There's stuff I don't know. So I'm not perfect, but I've been around the table.
You know enough stuff. I would say 20 years is long enough to know at least the answer to this dumb question I'm about to pose. Okay, I don't know how dumb it is, but if I go and buy, I don't know, Centrum or whatever dumb brand,
one a day,
sure,
okay, it's a multivitamin.
A multivitamin over the counter, and they give me a thing, and sometimes it's just for men, sometimes it's just for women, and in there you got all the vitamins and the things and the minerals and the whatnot, and you take that home and you take those once a day. Here's my question: is that doing jack poop for me?
Yeah.
Tell it's okay, so it's not a total waste of money and time.
Right. No, are you talking about vitamins themselves or specifically ones for men?
Let's call them well, no, that's an interesting twist. Is that where it's hokum, is where it's just for men?
Well, see, it all depends on what science they're using behind the just for men part, because sometimes they'll throw like different herbal things in there or different levels, because there's no now someone out there is going to call me sexist, but I think we're well aware there's a big difference between a men's body and women's body.
Oh yeah, so, especially the vagina, the vagina and the penis.
No. In all seriousness, the levels of different nutrients or minerals that your body needs are a little different for obvious reasons and for different systems needing in the body. So they try to tailor some of the different minerals to what a man would need and towards what a women. And a lot of times, especially with women, it's age dependent as well.
Okay.
So that sometimes are what you see in the men and women, and sometimes they'll throw some other herbs and things like that are kind of been shown to help out, either your liver or or ovary health or stuff like reproductive health, things like that. Nothing that's going to make it harmful if you're a male taking a woman's vitamin, but just things that may help.
Give you breasts or anything,
right?
You're not going to get anything like that. It's not going to be anything strong or crazy like that.
What if I ate like a whole handful of women's Centrum vitamins? Would I grow a uterus? Would I have my own uterus?
So that goes back to how much your gut can actually absorb. So a lot of times doctors will tell people to take a whole bunch of these calcium tablets or a whole bunch of the calcium chews. Well, your body's literally can only absorb a certain amount. So if you take a whole handful of those vitamins, you're going to have a hard time pooping for a while, because you're going to have basically stones coming out of your butt because you're not absorbing any of that stuff.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, compared to what already comes out of you, I don't want to know what extra vitamins are.
No, I don't, dude. All right. Well, the reason I asked generally is it just seems like a scam if they don't actually work. And so I've never known if they actually work. Like if they work, they help people and they give them the vitamins they're missing from, I don't know, they're not eating a lot of carrots anymore and they need that vitamin C or whatever the hell comes from carrots.
I think vitamin A from
is it A? I don't even know, but it doesn't seem like it's doing any harm as long as you're not overdoing it, right? Like it's okay.
Right. So taking a multivitamin every day, I would recommend everybody takes a multivitamin every day, unless obviously you're allergic to something or your doctor tells you not to take a multivitamin. But especially people of our age, because we're not getting any younger. We should definitely be having a multivitamin every day, because we're not getting, and our diets probably suck. Except Brian's, his diet's probably really
he's killing it right now.
But even then, you might still not be getting. I mean, we're inside a lot, so I mean, you guys are podcasting a lot, and you know maybe a little bit of vitamin D and a little vitamin E and things like that. So it wouldn't hurt. I mean, anything you're not going to need, you're just going to piss out.
Lay down the podcaster in the basement, stereotype. Sure,
let's perpetuate that one.
Letting us know that pizza rolls are ready as soon as we're done recording our podcast.
Yeah, Mom, get off the phone. I'm playing with my friends. Like that. that.
Yeah.
So, all right. This helps a lot to know, and that's good to know. I mean, I know today. So today I was feeling like what's the word? Is it anemic when you're feeling just kind of weak and you need to eat?
Yeah.
Anemic is when you don't have much iron. You could be still a little bit under the weather, and anemic can you could be a little blah.
Okay, so that's how I was feeling today, and I knew it was hunger. I knew I was hungry.
Is anemic.
Yeah, but I could tell I was hungry. I could just tell, and when I get that way, I get a little shaky, and I just want to. I gotta eat, and
you be a little hypoglycemic from that as well.
That's what I mean.
If you haven't eaten in a while.
It's been a while.
Low blood sugar.
Last night since I ate, so it was about 1 o'clock this afternoon. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta eat, and here's what I had to have, or I was gonna die. I had to have a Big Mac. I just had to. I had to do it.
Whatever you need to tell yourself, Scott.
So Kim ran out and got me one. Or she was already out. She goes, I'll pick one up on the way home. I'm like, oh, thank you. And when it got here, I'm telling you, my body knew, even though it's just kind of garbage, it knew this is what I needed, or at least it knew it would get what it needed from that, because it was exactly what I needed.
Are you sure you don't actually drink on the down low and don't tell the rest of us? Because that's like something, the big salty treats like that or something. You'd be like a hangover. It'd be like, oh my God, I gotta have a Whopper.
Is that what happens if you're like hungover or drink a lot or whatever?
Or pot, yeah. I've gotta have a whole bag of Cheetos.
Oh no, I didn't know that. I don't know why I always crave salty things.
Sometimes when sometimes your body just puts that in there. May have been something that you were craving, and it just kind of your brain just put that together that's what you wanted. But you were definitely. Sounds like you're hyperglycemic, especially if you hadn't eaten since last night and your body was just like, get me something.
I was willing to take anything. And there was food in the house, but nothing sounded good. But that Big Mac sounded like the greatest thing I'd ever decided to eat, even though normally I don't even like them. So it was like
I'm surprised you made it this long. Have you made a couple of trips since then?
No, I've been fine. Just great. I feel great now. I got energy. I don't feel all weak and shaky anymore. It's good. So whatever.
Won't last, Spurlock.
And Ibit, you're having some numbing problems. I missed. I was a little late getting in here.
Yeah. What can I take to solve my numbing problem?
Now, was this topical, or did they inject something in there?
They injected something. They first did the topical stuff to make it numb so that they could inject stuff, but I'm guessing it's from the latter, not the former.
Right. And how you didn't go you were an under right? Were you just a little local?
No, it was local. It was a local. Yeah.
So there's a few different things now. Whether they kind of got a little bit more of a depot in there, which is kind of like a big chunk of some of it still could be just releasing slower.
Oh no, depot of oh my God.
So what I would do, try and and sorry for everybody listening, you don't have any drug allergies that I should be aware of, do you?
No, nope.
All right, so I would probably try an antihistamine, whether it's like some Benadryl or
you have a meth,
which may cause drowsiness.
Sure. So wait, if he takes like a Benadryl, is that what you're thinking, like that?
Yeah, so sometimes with antihistamines, they can help dry it out, and they can actually help get some of that. And also, I would say an anti-inflammatory as well, because you can, obviously you've had, I'm guessing some sort of procedure. I don't know whether they root canal or they take a tooth out.
They drilled to remove a filling, and then drilled further down, and then refilled the filling. Like basically, there was a little bit of decay.
You probably have quite a bit of inflammation going on right now, and that's probably what is doing it just as much as the. As the injection itself, because your body's natural defenses are what they call inflammatory response. So you probably got a lot of inflammation around that spot. You can take some ibuprofen. I wouldn't go overboard with it. Take some ibuprofen, even maybe a warm compress and a cold compress after that. Work on that a little bit, and some antihistamine. And I cannot recommend you drive or drink, but do whatever you want. It'll be all right.
Oh yeah, don't drink.
But yeah, so I would try some of those things because you got to remember those. Whenever you have something like that done, it's trauma to your body. So you got your own body's defenses. It very well could be that there's still some lidocaine in there, but it's probably the mixture of that with what's going on with your body that's doing it. So I wouldn't worry too much. And even just wait until Monday could be fine.
What if he does this, where he just really rubs his cheek hard? Will that help to like massage it or squeeze?
I actually did that to hopefully release the depot.
It could. Actually, it is entirely possible because of like kind of a little massaging there, but you don't want to go too much because again, you got some trauma on your body. You want to let it just heal. And it could get some of the inflammation down, just kind of, massaging it there.
Brian, are you in your office right now? You are, right? So you have an Office Depot going on right now.
I do have an Office Depot.
Nice job.
I was wondering where that was going.
It was going terrible. I just had to finish it. Hey, so Dan, let's go down a different road. Let's talk about the entertaining the entertaining world of putting a big thing on the table and everyone playing it. What do you got this week?
So, I was going to ask you, did you get to play Scorpius Raider?
I have it, and we were supposed to play it last weekend, and then baby came over, and everyone got distracted, and nobody played it. So
yeah, I don't blame you there. Yeah, again, recommend just either if you haven't got a chance to read all the rules. Rules are pretty easy in there. Watch a video. There's a couple of really good ones. I think there's one from Geek and Sundry, and of course on BGG there's a bunch of good videos as well. Today I've got some new hotness, and there are a lot of copies that are kind of floating around, and you can see a lot of videos of it, but right now, Wingspan by Stonemeyer Games is kind of one of the hotnesses, and it's going to be really good. It's going to be out in either March or April officially, but there's some copies floating around out there. This is a game that looks amazingly good on the table. It just has that table presence. It's crazy. Stonemeyer Games, they did Scythe. They have a knack for really putting a lot of great components into their game. Now, this is a game where you're basically kind of you're a bird watcher. So you're kind of collecting birds and seeing birds in different habitat. You've got like the wetlands, you've got the plains and such. And there's 3 different areas, and you're kind of got a hand of cards. And then you're also getting dice where you're going to be getting the ingredients that they're eating. You're going to be getting, what am I listing? Their food. So you get their food, and you're going to be able to put some of the birds out into your tableau. And by doing that, you're going to kind of increase your birds in your tableau. The art on it is amazing. And each one of those birds is going to give you not only victory points, you're going to get a little bit of abilities from it as well. So then as you're also doing actions, you can trigger different actions on there, or you can put eggs in these birds. You can get more cards. There's also end of game scoring cards that you can get through there. It's not really very heavy. It's pretty light. Only takes about an hour, a little over an hour to play. And also, not a whole lot to take that in the game, but the components are great. You got about an hour. It's a pretty good, what we call kind of multiplayer solitaire, so because there's not a lot of backstabbing in it as well. But everybody just has a good time. The art, they've got unique birds for over, I think it's 180 birds or something crazy like that.
Jeez.
In the game, so you'll recognize them all. They're all North American birds. I'm guessing they're going like more worldwide for expansions and stuff like that. But plays over 4 rounds. There's kind of random end of round scoring, and end of game scoring, and each one of your birds, depending on how hard they are to put out there into the tableau, they're going to have their own victory points as well. But I can't stress how good it looks.
Is there a bush in the game, like a bush? Because I'm guessing that a bird in your hand
is like 2 in the bush.
2 in the bush.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. So when you put them out there, there's a couple in the bush on the table.
Here's actually a question I've got. I see that these little eggs, those aren't like meeples. They're used for you explained it earlier. They're like a currency. Yeah.
Yeah, no way. So you can actually, once you have eggs on your birds, there's different effects that you'll either spend them to get victory points or such like that, or another effect. Like sometimes when a bird comes out, you may have to use one to be able to tuck a bird or things like that, which is tucking under another card for victory points. Or for any eggs that are on a bird at the end of the game, there are a victory point each. There's also end of round scoring that for every, there are some random ones that'll say like for every bird in the plains, if you have 1 egg on them, you'll score. Things like that.
Now, the birdhouse is a dice tower?
Yeah, how cool is that?
Oh,
that actually comes with the game. It's constructible, and it's inside the box. And kind of, you can't see it there, but there's a little hole in the back. There's like a square hole that you put the dice in, and then it kind of rolls out of it.
Yeah, there was a comment in here about that. It looks cool.
Yeah, it's really light, really good.
Wingspan. Made by
and you can see the little trays there.
Yeah.
Those trays actually come with the game. There's also little bit trays that come with the game. The production value is ridiculous on this game. You're probably going to spend. I keep seeing a lot of different areas of where you're going to buy it and cool stuff and stuff. So if you can get probably about $45, $50, it's worth every penny. If you see in the one picture, you've got like kind of where the cards are stored. There's a little plastic thing there. There's little plastic bit trays. All that stuff and the dice tower all comes in the box. So it's a pretty good value. But it's a lot of fun to play too. And then, like I said, don't overthink this if you're a gamer out there. This is not a game. This is not a heavy Euro that you're going to be playing for hours and hours. This is a pretty light card game it's a good family weight card game, I would say.
Oh, good. Well, that's what we're always looking for. I think our listeners appreciate that as well. And I'm looking at this table. It's not like you have to have a 9-mile table to fit it all. Looks like it fits okay on an average arrangement here. Is a normal.
Yeah, it's not a table hog. It's got a decent size to it because the player boards are big enough and some bits, but it's not a table hog.
Do you have a game you would call a table hog? Like you'd see it and just go, man.
So Gloomhaven is a table hog.
What is that?
Gloomhaven, right?
Gloomhaven is a table
Oh
hog.
yeah, and tonight is Gloomhaven night. I actually have buddies downstairs. We're gonna play Gloomhaven as soon as I'm off here.
Oh,
and,
nice. Nice.
Twilight Imperium is also a huge table hog. Gloomhaven is a ridiculous table hog, but it's so worth it.
Yeah. Well, that means we won't see you for a whole nother 2 weeks because you'll be playing Gloomhaven the entire time.
No, it's just a big long night affair, and then it'll probably be another 3 months before I get to play it again. It's just one of those things that you got to schedule in. It's hard to get to.
Yeah, my nephew has it, and he's always trying to get games going, and he never can seem to get it worked out because it's a commitment, like a big commitment.
You have
but
to
I
have the same
also
group to make it work, to make it worth your while, to make it actually the most fun you can have. Is we have the same 3 guys, and we just get together every few months. We've been doing it for like 2. This is like our year 3 of our game. We've got about 15 scenarios under our belt, so that's a
awesome.
lot of gaming.
That's the way to do it, because we started it when Simon was here living with us, and when he moved out, we're like, and then Tristan moved out shortly after that. We're like, well, crud, are we ever going to finish Gloomhaven?
yeah.
And we barely got started. We barely we completed the first campaign or the first mission, and
right,
because you spend a lot of time that first day learning how to play.
Do you keep it all set up when you're not done? Is it that kind of game?
Oh no, I mean you can if you've got the room, but
if you got an extra room and an extra huge table, sure.
Yeah, exactly. You got to have furniture for that idea.
But it's pretty easy to slip in and out. So I'm like, once you've, if you and Tino, or you can actually even solo it, Brian, because you can basically just control the 3 guys yourself, or 2 or 3, characters yourself, and play it. So that wouldn't be a bad idea. Just one day, just say, hey, let's do it.
Well, you guys heard it from Dan. It's easy to slip in and slip out.
It's good to play with yourself, he said. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Brian heard it. I heard it.
I am married for a long time with kids, so.
Well, then you should have successfully done all the terrible things we're saying. Hey, that's fantastic. I want to see this game in this bird game in action, and also I heard Gloomhaven's getting video game treatment, which is very interesting to me.
Yeah, and it's so it's going to be it's kind of going to have pre-generated. It's not necessarily going to have the whole out of the box scenario. They're going to have the ability so that you can actually run kind of random levels and stuff. And I'm sure at some point they'll have their own little campaign in there. But I'm really looking forward to that. That should be you should have some more information any day now, because the Asmodee Digital had told me that at the beginning of the year they'd have a lot more.
That's so exciting to me. I don't even know. I haven't even played it. I know enough about it though to know that this would be. Oh, Steam already has like a listing for it. Really?
That would be a really good thing to have, like a weekly little kind of Wednesday night get 4 of us together and do that. That would be a blast.
Yeah, for real, you guys. Available Q1 2019. That means sometime between now and June. There's no date. Group your mercenaries together, head out and explore the dark and dangerous world in the distant lands of Gloomhaven. Discover the adaptation of the renowned board game and dive into the depths of the universe. Oh, and it's got turn-based combat. Dude, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm going to have to I'll shoot an email to my contact over there. I'll see if I can get some more information for us in a couple weeks.
Get us some codes. Beta codes.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I'm in.
I'm all in. I would play the hell out of this. This is right up my bum. All right, Dan, it's always good to have you here. That didn't rhyme. I was going to try to rhyme, but I couldn't do it. Dan is the man. We're looking forward to seeing you again. What, a week, every other week we try for. You got any big plans? You going to play hockey and across the world?
Yeah, next week is next week is President's Day, so that's like our last tournament of the year. So then I'll be a little more wide open and around. So in 2 weeks I'll be around. I'll be here. Right. So we have one more week of hockey. And you can find me on the Geek All Stars podcast. We just put one up where we talk about Wingspan, a little pretty good in depth, and also The Boldest by Stronghold Games. There's a movie called The Game Designers Movie. Check that out on Kickstarter. We talked to the director of that. So check that out on Geek All Stars. And find me at Geek Jock Blog.
Yeah, well, he's on Twitter, you guys. Listen to what he says there, because he's the man. Dude, take it easy. We'll talk to you later. We'll see you.
See ya.
Aw, man, more games I want to play. It's not good.
Yeah.
I barely have time for the ones I bought on his recommendation. You know what I mean?
I know. We have so many board games that we've played once or we haven't played yet that, it's just not feasible when it's just Tina and me. I mean, there's a couple of games we can play just the 2 of us, but way more fun when you have kids in the house who want to play.
Yeah, I agree. Well, if we all lived closer to each other, we'd be doing this all the damn time.
Every week or every couple of weeks, full show.
Probably weekly, for real. Like, why wouldn't we if it was that convenient? Right. Like, if I lived as close to you as Dave does, your weird neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
You'd do it all the time. Tell him to get on it.
My liver would be so happy to play board games every Friday.
No kidding. We would be to board gaming and tabletop what he is to alcohol and pot consumption.
Yeah, I make it sound like he's just doing that one right after the other, like he has 10 joints in his mouth and takes them out just to drink a fifth of whiskey or something.
It's fun to picture it. I like it.
It is, yes, sure.
That's it for Dan. Big thanks, Dan. And that's going to be roughly it for the show. Now, quick reminder that tomorrow... sorry, not tomorrow. We're doing Film Sack this weekend. That's happening. There will be Dungeons on Saturday. That's also happening. I am now putting Film Sacks up the day we record, so I'll put it up tomorrow after we're done.
Oh, cool.
I just realized there was no reason to do it on Sunday. I don't know why I was doing that. I think I was trying to spread it out back in the day, but now who cares? Let's just put it up there. And then Sundays at 11 a.m. Mountain. That's noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. And what is that? 10 a.m. Pacific time, we will be doing the Skim Show. Kim and I will be sitting here doing the thing. So if you were worried about where that episode went yesterday, I'm telling you right now. I actually put it on Twitter, but I know not everyone reads that, so I get it. So just so you know, that's what's going on. Now, a few people are probably like, all right, where's our Vegas announcement of the thing you've been trying to hide?
Yeah.
We're still we got a little space.
There was a little bit of there's a kerfuffle that almost completely eliminated the possibility of this happening.
Not the event, just the thing we want to do at the event.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's absolutely still going to be a TMS Vegas, and at the very least, it's going to be 125% better than last year. Mm-hmm. Last year, if you look at that as 100%, this one's going to be 125%, potentially 200% better.
Whoa.
So it's going to be better. We're just in the process of deciding how much better it's going to be.
Yeah.
If you have not made arrangements yet, flights or anything like that, I would recommend you wait until we make this announcement. But if you have to make the arrangement, pretty much count on things happening Thursday night.
Yeah.
Regardless of if this thing comes through, there will still be stuff happening on Thursday night. So you definitely want to plan on being there Thursday night.
Even if you
don't.
It may
be something epic Thursday night.
Yeah, and even if you don't, like it's always my experience has been get there Thursday anyway. It's just better to settle in and get there a little
have
early.
The whole day Friday, exactly.
Right. Then you don't feel so rushed all weekend. But Brian's been painstakingly working on this.
Oh my God!
This half of this thing, and it's kind of a big deal if it works out. It's super cool. So we'll just keep bugging you about that, everybody, about how cool it's going to be. But we can't quite say. We thought we'd be able to say by now. In every scenario, we should have been able to say by now. But it's been out of our hands. Like we haven't been able to to control that. So it's not us being slackers or forgetting to say anything or whatever. But we'll have it soon. I just know it's going to be the coolest thing. And like Brian says, even if that thing doesn't pan out, this one specific aspect, it's still going to be a great meetup. Last year was awesome. This year will be even better. Like, just plan on being there.
Yep.
VivaTMSVegas.com. VivaTMSVegas.com. Details are there. There's a room block. By the way, you don't have to do the room block for people who are wondering. We'd be great if you did because we get a better rate and all that. But if some of you are like, nah, I want to stay in the freaking Bellagio because my uncle has a connection, you should do that then.
You totally can.
There's no rule. You can do whatever.
Yeah, I mean, a majority of the stuff, well, I wouldn't even say that, but I mean, we'll all be centered downtown just because our hotel's downtown. So if you're staying on the Strip, you'll have to at least get an Uber down or a Lyft down to hang out with us downtown when we do downtown related things. I would say, regardless of what we're talking about happening Thursday night, one of the things I absolutely want to do this year, besides jump off the stratosphere, is do the new virtual reality Star Wars thing at the Venetian.
Eye boogers.
So, whatever. Red, pink eye, sure. I don't care. I know.
Brian's had pink eye. He doesn't care. What does he care?
Yeah, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So I figure... Anyway, so there will be that on the Strip, and I think we've done buffets and stuff. Gone down to the Caesars Bacchanal buffet, which is the best buffet in Vegas. So,
remind me the VR thing and yeah, I did. It was good. The Venetian thing is it's the people here. It's the Void people, isn't it?
It is absolutely the Void people.
Okay, so yeah, They partner with these guys that are like 20 minutes from me. I still haven't been there, but they have a whole facility here for this. This is where they started it. And now Vegas has a thing. I want to say there's a couple of installations in California, maybe New York, or at least they did for an event. Like, it's supposed to be super rad. So maybe because it has a local connection, and any pink eye I get may have come from here. I'll get the pink eye.
You could. I wonder if you could put like Saran wrap over your face, your eyes, and then put the little glasses on there.
Maybe.
Or just bring some of those. They already. I'm sure they have them. Little disinfecting wipes, and just go.
Yeah, and they probably already do it. That's an odd sound that would make. But yes,
well, yeah. You could go. Oh, la, 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 la.
I'll try it out. Also, Rainbow Bride, I also hate that you won't make this. She says she can't be there. You should be there.
Oh, no.
We like you a lot. You should come. I'll bring the doll. That's how cool we'll be. Well, I'll bring that doll with me and put it on the hood of my car.
I'm not bringing... That doll will last like 5 minutes on the hood of your car.
Okay, I'll keep it on the dashboard.
Inside the car.
All mashed up in the window going... like squished up against the glass.
Exactly.
That's what
so hopefully we can make an announcement on Monday about this thing. I'm gonna give this person a call when we're done recording today, just to see if they got my follow-up email and see if this is happening. Right. One thing I also did want to say, James Christensen wrote us. Listener James Christensen said, "Hey guys, I'm getting married to the most amazing woman on June 17th. I was hoping maybe you could help me with something. I don't have a lot of family, so the tadpole have kind of become my surrogate family, and my fiance and I would love it if people would just send us a postcard from wherever they're from, and perhaps maybe even write a wish or advice on the back of it. I'm not sure how to get the word out, blah, blah, blah. We don't want presents, just something like a bunch of postcards that we can hang in our home."
Oh.
He said, I said, "You want us giving out your address?" He says, "Don't worry about it. Use my work address. Totally fine." So if you've got a pen handy or you're listening to this recorded, then you can pause. But if you want to send a postcard, I think they would absolutely love it. I know they would absolutely love it. James Christensen, 464 Forks of the River Parkway in Seaverville, S-E-V-I-E-V. I'm sorry. Boy, I already screwed this up. Severville, Tennessee, 37862.
And here's the deal. We'll put that in the Slack, the community Slack. We'll put it
there we go.
On Twitter. We can put it on the Discord. Yeah. We'll put it all those other places in case you didn't catch it. But that's the thing. And it'd be super cool to do that for him. I'm going to send him. I got all kinds of poop I want to send him.
I know. I've actually got postcards, like nerd postcards that I get in Loot Crate. I'm like, when am I ever going to send a postcard? It's like, oh, now I can send a really cool nerdy postcard. So.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. So we'll help him out. Also, Rainbow Bride is going to Jamaica during that time. That's why she can't be in Vegas. And I said have some jerk chicken. She says most definitely. And that made me now very hungry, despite the fact that my entire guts are filled with McDonald's food. I want jerk chicken.
Mac.
I want jerk chicken.
We're going out to Marcella's Italian tonight. It's a nice little Italian place for Tina's birthday with another group of people who haven't been able to celebrate with her. So,
oh my Lord,
Tina gets 3 weeks of like birthday fun.
Yeah, she's rocking it. Well, we never did officially or formally say happy birthday here to her, so happy birthday, Tina.
There you go.
And I hope Brian's spoiling you freaking rotten. That's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, I'm buying her a tattoo for her birthday.
In fact, let's do this. This is for her. Whoops. It won't. Okay, there we go.
Happy birthday.
There you go.
That's perfect. Need a pipe to play the flute. All right, so let's get to a request. If we're done,
we're ready. We're good. I'll just say thanks for your patron support. That's why we have the Friday episode. Patreon.com/TMS is where you can go. Everything else, frogpants.com/TMS. Okay, now song.
All right. Zoe Brings Bacon, right here in the very chat room, also had a birthday on February 6th. So Tina and Zoe had birthdays on the same day, which makes that the coolest day of the year, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree.
She gets a birthday song. She requested any suitable birthday song you would like. Well, Zoe Brings Bacon, and so do I. How about a cover of the theme to Footloose, performed by Kevin Bacon?
Oh my gosh.
The Bacon Brothers. It's Kevin Bacon and his brother, Turkey Bacon. I don't know what Kevin Bacon's brother's name is.
No wonder Turkey Bacon's career didn't take off in the same way.
Exactly. So, some birthday bacon for Zoe. Here is Footloose. It's from the Will and Grace soundtrack. Who knew there was such a thing? Came out in 2004. and the Bacon Brothers and their cover of Footloose.
All right. We'll see you guys Monday. Come on back. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Why does it smell like wet dog in here?
There you go.